All right, all right. Time for Atlantic Item Island Park. Series of missions in Secret World Legend. Um, Pretty fun. Pretty pretty lore heavy. Um, there are some bugs to it, so we'll see how we fare. But that we'll jump off that bridge when we come to it. Um, but yeah, this is the Nicholas Winter. He is the current owner of Atlantic Island Park. It's had some issues in the past related to supernatural and not so supernatural occurrences. There's probably a reason for that, and we're going to spend some time figuring out what that might be. All right. So, again, this is hello, cat. Um, yeah. So we're gonna go through and discover all the secrets of Atlantic Island Park. It's like I say, it's a series of missions that are kind of on the side of Secret World, but there's a spin-off game called The Park. You can buy it on Steam. It's really cheap and it's like an immersive horror jump scare kind of thing, but it's pretty good. Um, it's one of those games where it's like recommended that you watch it with headphones on and the lights turned off and everything. But yeah, so and we'll probably get to that towards the end of the month. It's about three missions and then the park. So we won't get all those done today. So we're looking about 2 to 3 weeks to get through this at least, maybe four. But yeah, that's what we're gonna start with. Oh yeah, the tunnel ride in the park. Yeah, that is really creepy. It's like is all the imagery and everything is just yeah. And this park in general is just really creepy. But first, we'll go ahead and talk to Nicholas here, get us started. Starts out with Theme Park Tycoon. The Atlantic Park is a strange beast casting a long shadow across the Savage coast. It is it's brokered brokered? Yeah, brokered history. I read it right the first time. Riddled in mystery. Investigate the park and its rides and find out about the origin and purpose of the place.
Finally. Are you with Grayson Security? I've been trying to get a hold... No. You wouldn't happen to have a helicopter, would you? Of course not. This is private property, but I won't belabor the fact. I'm not particularly attached to it. Who in their right mind would want an abandoned amusement park on a godforsaken island in the Atlantic? Aside from Nathaniel Winter, of course. Yeah, that Nathaniel Winter. Millionaire. Mogul. Also, as it turns out, theme park tycoon. Nathaniel brought me up here during construction. And even then, there were accidents. Workers falling to their deaths, equipment malfunctioning as soon as it was turned on. Strange whispers at night, according to the crew, coming from the rides themselves. But he was a stubborn son of a bitch, my father. The park opened against all odds right on schedule. Whole island showed up for the ribbon cutting. But the accidents continued. A roller coaster derailed, killing a family of 3. A 10-year-old kid was found, dismembered, behind the cotton candy stand. An employee in a chipmunk costume went berserk, stabbing 2 teenagers in the eye. By 1980, Nathaniel was forced to shut it all down. There were investigations. It was all over the papers. So he closed up shop. Stayed behind while my mother and I went back to Boston. Never saw the son of a bitch again. I remember Nathaniel telling me once, after the bumper cars crushed one of the engineers, that this was all par for the course. Great deeds require great sacrifice, he said. Next time I saw my father, he was in a casket. He outlived everyone and left me nothing of his fortune. Except, I don't want his money. And I didn't ask for the park, neither. All I want is answers. You can say a lot about Nathaniel Winter, but he never made a bad investment or a rash decision. So why in God's name did he build this park? I've heard them. At night. The rides? They do whisper.
That's creepy, not at all. Obviously a lot going on here. We'll talk to about himself a little bit.
What? Are you expecting me to open up? To tell you all about my troubled childhood, about my abusive father and how that led me to overcompensate and succeed? About why I'm here and how it all tears me up on the inside? Go dig yourself a hole and jump in it, you fucking parasite.
That's the same voice actor as John.
The Atlantic Island Park. Never thought I'd be back here. Now it feels like I'll never leave. They couldn't have chosen a better spot for the apocalypse, don't you agree?
I played it through several times in Secret World. In Legends, I've played it once through. This is an alt. This is Spectralass. She's the one I do a lot of streaming with, just because she hasn't done much. She's done all the story. I basically went and did just the story arc, got her through, and did Africa. But for the most part, a lot of the side stuff she hasn't done yet. So that's why I've been streaming, going back and doing some of the better arcs. Alright, so we're gonna go to the main entrance, and
You must have me confused
yeah,
with someone else.
this one can get pretty buggy. One of these missions here especially, but I think we'll be okay getting around it. Number of newspaper clippings describe mysterious disappearances related to Atlantic Island Park. The prime suspects were once employees at the park, but vanished shortly after the police started investigating the disappearances. Are they still here? Investigating the murder on the grounds of Atlantic Island Park. Violence related to a cult. And several suspects and people that may have been involved. Battled owner Nathaniel Winter claims the four were recently terminated and have no association with the park. Winter also called for calm in the face of twisted pranks and allegations. Local resident who wishes to remain nameless recalls hearing screams the night before 3 corpses were discovered by the police. Thought it was just kids having a good time. Doing all stuff as I go. I'm still in Transylvania. Yeah, it's one of those things where there are two ways of playing Secret World Legends. That you can just blaze through it, or you can kind of keep through and try to get it all within context. It's a lot of it's especially when in the Secret World, you really had to wander and get context. The Secret World Legends, they kind of put you along the path that at least gives you a coherent storyline, but you still miss a lot. And like on Hikari and Natalia, we pretty much have all of Solomon Island done. The accolade is completely filled out. Because when we were playing those two, it was right at launch, and there was only 3 zones, so we weren't in a rush. But then uh, the Whispering Tide happened, and Venice happened, and all the things that came out like boom, 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 right after another to get us caught up to season 2. So we had to kind of barrel through the next two. I mean, Transylvania, you can pretty much coast through that zone barely doing anything. I've had alts where I completed Transylvania, the entirety of the story, in less than 2 hours. So, but yeah. So, I mean, but yeah, there is a lot going on in Transylvania, especially Besieged Farmland, that you can skip. And it's definitely worth going back to. Because, of course, Secret World Legends is very story-driven, right? So there's tons of stuff to go to, and that's why I've kind of been focusing on for streams. Because I have alts, I have a Lobby that's stuck in Kingsmouth or just got to Savage Coast, and I could go through that again. But I think this is going to be a little more fun. Yeah, so the park's opening was delayed, several incidents, and we're going to hear more about that as we go on. Right now, we're just missing a bunch of people. And that's kind of really the side. We're going to pick those up as we go along. You can see them around here. There's a dead person around here somewhere. Here. And there's the entrance. So, just for the sake of argument, we're going to run around here real quick and see if we find one of these people.
Bounty detected. Initiating.
We're going to get a local bounty, so we can go ahead and start that. That'll give us our side missions. I already did my empowerments for the day because I had tons of inventory. I still have tons of inventory. They did a much better job of integrating things in Kingsmouth than they did Transylvania. There's a ton of excellent story in Transylvania they just don't lead you to. That's very true. Transylvania just... You can blow right past it. I got blazed through Transylvania story and Secret World to get to Tokyo. Access for the main 1 year. Then I started doing the side stuff later. And Swole, I decided to take my time. Yep. Yeah, then you start to take your time, and then you stop playing, you get playing other things, and then all of a sudden your character's stuck there forever. That was pretty much how the first iteration of Hikari was. She was in Solomon Island for 2 years, and then one day I just decided to push her through, and 2 years later she got to finish the story. This is well before Whispering Tide, well before Tokyo, well before everything else. But yeah. One of these guys, maybe? No, none of these guys are the ones we need, I think. But we'll kill them anyway. Yeah, especially right now. We just have way too many games to play, and of course then we got into Exiles, and that takes the bulk of our time right now. We just constantly in there. Not as a bad thing, it's really fun. And I can't remember if there's a guy here or not, but I'm just gonna keep on walking. I need one more scarecrow though. Oh, lower. New content. No, it's not new per se. It is side content that you don't have to go through as part of the main story. What this is it is 3 missions that are set in the Atlantic Island Park, which you briefly go visit in the main storyline.
Can I help you?
But it has been here for a while. It's all from this contact Nicholas Winter. It's these 3 missions, plus there is a game that is like a spin-off. It's a one-shot called The Park that you can buy on Steam. It's probably like $5-10 at the most. It's and the park is basically like an immersive horror jump scare sort of thing. It's very creepy, very story driven. There is a a mission that ties into the park called the Seven Silences, which they have not released for Secret World Legends yet. They probably will at some point. It is the creepiest mission in any game I have ever played ever. I played it once and will never play it again. So it's I mean, it's good. It's very well done, but I will never play that mission again. But yeah, so this is very lore intensive mission, series of missions. Gives you a lot of background on what was going on here in the park. And yeah, it's a fun series of missions, so that's why I'm doing them. It's something that, especially with the way that they've ordered the story on Secret World Legends, you can skip it easily and never really know it's here. And so that's why I'm kind of going back and going through it, just like I did with Tyler Freeborn. It's stuff that was really good content that's easy to skip. I did it too many times the year they released it, creeped me the F out more than I did. I only did it once the following year because I couldn't deal with it. Yeah, I saw you playing it earlier. I managed to get your stream for the first time. That was great. But yeah, the park is creepy. Seven Silences, yeah, like I say, I'll never play that again. After we played that mission, it was like, you know, we had to go watch Happy Movies for another 4 hours. It was bad. Yes, and people wear the chipmunk costume in game, and it's like, are you crazy? That costume is freaky. I am traumatized. Alright, so we've got a map, and we're supposed to go to the Octatron. Oh. Sure, let's start the ride. What could possibly go wrong? As it glows with mysterious purple energy. Should probably not try to get that lore right now. But I'm going to. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, that doesn't look fun. The lens is buggy, and that's the problem. So yeah, you can... I'm gonna try to be very careful and not break the lens, because once you do, you're kinda SOL. But we'll see. Yeah, this, I forget. Like I say, we will probably have to jump off that bridge when I get there, but there is a way around it. I just am not sure what it was. I know the thing is you have to be very careful that you don't There's a part where you have to get a piece of it, and if you don't do it right, you'll lose it. You basically have to start the mission over. But yeah, I mean, in theory, it's supposed to be partially fixed. But yeah, we'll see. Obviously, like you said, you tried to do it earlier and it's still bugged. We'll just be very careful. And hope it doesn't get us. And if it does get us, then hopefully we'll figure out how to fix it really quick. Because I know we had the bug happen when we did this on Hikari and Natalia, but we fixed it. Yeah, the boogeyman, if you don't get the lens right, it before you leave the instance, you got kind of screwed. Ride the roller coaster. Oh, and we got one of our side mission guys. That's good. So just get right up in front here.
Don't fear the dark. Fear me.
Oh, goody. Good. You know, just the fact that this thing hasn't been maintained for several decades is enough to scare me, because I grew up around amusement parks. But then they add the ghosts. Yeah.
To Daddy.
Oh, crap.
Come out, wherever you are.
The lighthouse in the distance. Such a great effect. Yeah, still got me. Okay, go to Lover's Lake. I've played this so many times, but this game is so creepy that it doesn't matter how many times you play it. The Mud Golem. Get rid of Peter while we're here. The Beast. I can never remember where the resolution to this mission is, but for right now we're gonna try to kill this golem. And he's a pain to kill because that is not a good place to be down there. Or I could be horribly overgeared and have no problem at all. You can get a maximum of 10,000 marks of favor every day. Unless you're a subscriber, then you get a 10% boost, so 11,000. Earning marks of favor is very slow and tedious. It is limited by game mechanics on purpose. You can only get 11,000 period every day. The only other way to do them is to play the auction market or buy, sell Aurum. $12K. Okay. Yeah. But still. Yeah. The prices for the... wait until you try to do the what you call it? The face maker. Luckily my characters are usually set. I never change them afterwards. But yeah, if you want to actually do the face changes or the body changes, it costs you money. Alright, the Ferris wheel. Yeah, is it 20% more? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but yeah, so 12,000. Still, it's not exactly lovely. Yeah, my hair I change a lot, especially on this character. Whenever she goes to Drina's shows on Thursday nights or stuff like that, I usually have to change her hair every couple weeks. But that's the most. No, I spend lots on clothes. I would say I have lots of clothes. Luckily, a lot of my clothes carried over from Secret World, but not on this account. This is my second account. So, my first account has tons, but my second account not so much. What's really killing me is the cost of dance emotes. Oh, those are brutal. So any dance emotes I didn't carry over from the other game, I don't have, and that's kind of killing me. Theme Park Tycoon. The place offends us. An effigy to stagnation. Festivals are transient, marking the passage of old time for a moment before themselves joining it. Nostalgia can be manipulated, but the time is lost. This is the way of things. Here a summer of night has been permitted to continue, perpetual. It serves no purpose other than a rusting anchor to the past, and it feeds on that past. It has grown fat and strong. You are to find the power behind this place and end it. Murder the past as it has murdered many. Now the dragon don't really, they don't mince any words here, do they? So that one went pretty fast because it's a fighting mission. That's good. Let's see. We've got to search for the beast. It's over here. I've got to kill these two over here. Alright, so we're going to head this way and then go that way, right? Gotta get our side missions done before we start another mission. I always get lost in. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the agent system, I don't pay it a lot of mind, honestly. It's cool. I mean, if you want to, as those sort of systems with the crew systems go, it isn't bad. It just doesn't have anything that makes it stand out. Well, since we're here, we'll just go ahead and grab the next mission.
Can I help you?
This has gone by pretty fast so far. Yeah, as you get them up, as you level them up, you can get boosts and stuff. Because I don't do, like, dungeons or anything, that doesn't matter too much. I mean, I can do most content with very little gear. Or it's like story content or stuff like that. It's only dungeon that really would need anything better than what I have. Let's see. So we're gonna, I guess, It's been a half hour. We'll go ahead and do this mission as well. Cool.
Where the hell is it? I know I left it right. Oh, God, the stench. To my son, Nicholas James Winter, blah, blah, blah. Where is it? I leave my masterpiece, the Atlantic Island Park, to be restored according to my original plans? What fucking plans, Dad? How did it go? Don't tell me. I'm not blind or deaf. I don't believe it's a coincidence those things are drawn to the rides. The fog came the day we got here. I was supposed to fly in, but the airport was closed, so we drove all the way up from Portland. Less than an hour later, it rolled in like an avalanche. Wahid here decided to stay in the car. I headed for the highest place I could find. I didn't think of it at the time, what with those animals at my feet. But it's weird that the wheel's still working after all this time. I can't imagine the power's still on. At least not the electrical power. But that's not what this place runs on, is it? He stayed behind, my father, Nathaniel Winter, when everyone else left. And not because he didn't have anything else. He had his empire, his money, my mother. He had me. But this is the only thing he wanted. It kept him alive for over a century. It gave him power. I'm still not convinced he's not here. Somewhere, feeding on the ghosts of lost children like some kind of bogeyman. What the hell are you looking at? This is private property, you know.
Maybe he is. Maybe he is. All right, there we go. All right, cool. Next part. If we get these side missions, then we do. If not,
Goodbye.
so we're gonna go to the Ferris wheel. That was the highest place, and of course, yeah, we already saw that the Ferris wheel at least works in some way, and there is a very scary fellow protecting it. Scene. Yeah, both of them have a cane. Yeah. This time the Ferris wheel will hopefully not kick us back. Yeah, this is the instance that can bug you out. Free the laughter of the children. No map. Ferris wheel doesn't seem quite as decrepit anymore. I mean, it's still broken down, but at least it has some color to it, right? Wandering carnies. Yeah, no, there's never bugs in a Funcom game. Never, never, ever. Supposedly they fixed the mission in the in Egypt, the one that's required to progress the story that breaks. Supposedly they fixed that last patch. But yeah, I mean, there's gonna be. It's just one of those things with some games where they're in that middle road where they've got lots of good potential and sometimes the development budget falls short. And so it just never gets fixed. Little bugs here and there. But that one that broke in Egypt was story breaking. You couldn't progress. You had to like go out and go back in, and it's like, well, that's the workaround. Great, but let's fix it. And it was more frustrating because it was something that was fixed in the Secret World and then got put back in as a bug in Secret World Legends. Yeah, that was. But that is the way it goes sometimes. So, the laughter of the children. I'm assuming that's this big glowing thing here. There we go. Oh, where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he is. The boogeyman. Lag bug in the computer room in South Africa. Be fixed. The workaround is just dealing with the lag. Yeah, pretty much. I mean that is sometimes the way it goes. And like I say, there's the world is on this edge where this teetering edge for years that, you know, it's got all this potential but just no money being thrown at it to fix the problems. And I mean you know, money fixes problems sometimes. And if you're not throwing money at it, then there is no way to fix it. Sometimes you just have to pay a coder to sit down and fix it. And that's not always easy for companies to do. I get that. 3 more children. He's not liking us freeing all his captured souls that are running his Park of Doom. Not. These places are so creepy. It's just like, when was this ever a fun place to be? I can't imagine this was ever a fun amusement park. My own Revenant always freaks me out. You'd think I'd get used to it by now. If it gets just right the corner of my eye, it's like, oh, crap. I don't know, maybe if the trees weren't all dead. You know, I realize some of this is like decayed with age and stuff like that, but I just don't know that this place could ever be considered fun. Alright. Okay, I'll try. Now we can get it. And there's the boogeyman. Am I gonna get killed by his nuke? Almost. There we go. Alright. Missed the monocle. Okay, I got the monocle, so I'm good there. Yes, fun is in Tokyo. Unless it's the character that comes to shows the fun. That's a different person. Wasn't there lore back here? Once upon a time? Maybe they moved it. I think I got the monocle. But it's not in my inventory. Oh, I'm worried about that. Okay. Well, we can hope they've... throw lore at me like I missed it. Alright, maybe they removed it as an inventory item. I hope. Did get it. I just need to remember my way out of here. I always try to take a shortcut and that ends up getting me in trouble. Alright, so there are many mirrors of reality, all flawed, distorted, made imperfect by the resistance to change. The night terror you entered could not be permitted to exist. It was a creation of a parasite, one that took root decades ago. It had no strategy, made no plans, was a hole left unfilled, a trap left abandoned, a foolish fear of the past. The dragon imparts a lesson to the world. It is never fear the past. Great fear and great anticipation is better directed at the future soon to be wrought. All right, let's see if we can find our beast. Find our crazy person. The problem with the find 4 guys to kill is the 5th guy is usually right where the 4th guy is. Like, what? You end up having to kill him twice. The Beast. Where is the Beast? Oh, there you are. It's at midnight in game time. He randomly spawns in the park. Look at chat and he runs away. Now they want us to head for the lighthouse to finish this one. Not gonna go there just yet. We gotta find this. Okay, so we've got the Stranger Than Fiction because we got the novella from Krieg. And we got this here. So, we can find the last person we're looking for here. Could be in there, right? One of these. They're all carnies. I know I'm probably walking right past him 5 times. Oh, wait, he's on the other side, right? Here? Ah! There we go. Who else are we missing? Owen Shields. Alright, we gotta find Owen. For Chaos, I like the looks of it for sure. The way I typically do stuff is I run in and just AoE the heck out of everything. So it works really good for soloing because you can just tear through, and then you've got the pistol for your actual damage on bosses and stuff. And yes, it's very flashy, dancey stuff, so I figure I'd go that route with it, you know. Okay, I know he's around here somewhere. Let's see. Chaos is fundamental. It's hip hop keto. Right? Power Rangers? I wanted to experiment with Chaos sometime. I got hooked on Blade as my main a long time ago, though I can't break away from it. Antu's been having all sorts of problems with Blade, right? Blade Blood in TSW. Blade Elemental in World Legend. Immutable in the tank set, yeah. Never tried its main or rolled, yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of people use it for just the tanking aspects of it. And pretty much just I like the look of it, so that's what I'm going for. Plus all my characters, I do different power sets. So I try to stay away from using the same set over and over. Yeah, exactly. It's not DPS. I'm using, like I said, I've got my pistol elite and I've got my pistol as my main shot. I mean, you watch me play. I'm constantly using my pistols. But yeah, for survivability and soloing, which I use Liz for a lot, the Chaos Pistols just works out really well for me. I am having a horrible time finding this guy. Oh no, wait, it did update. I did get him. Okay. There's always an overachiever out there. Couple alts made that I really haven't played yet, just wanted to reserve the names. I intended to do different weapon sets with them and branch out, assuming I get around to playing them. Yeah, I mean, I have 7 characters. I have 9 character slots, but 2 of them just hold names. But yeah, I've got, you know, and I give them all different power sets just so, otherwise there's no point. If I'm using the same power set, then I'm just playing the character through over each one. So I give them powers that fit the character. So like, Desi is Blood Claw's pistol. I alternate between the 3. Liz is Chaos Pistol. Hikari is Chaos Elemental. 8 tunes at all main rifle. 3 rolls, but rifle is the DPS one. Yeah, see, I can't play the game, especially after playing the same game for 6 years. I can't make myself do all the content and use all the same powers. It would just drive me nuts. The content is great, and the combat is so much better than it was in Secret World Legends. I'm not afraid to say that. I don't care what people say. Or Secret World Legends is so much better than it was in the Secret World, rather. But I mean, yeah, but I can't do the same powers over and over. It'd just be the same fight over and over. I just can't do that. And plus, I'm a role player, so I have to pick everything to my role, my character, right? And that's pretty much what it comes down to. Yeah, I know a lot of people are not happy with it, just because, you know, they're used to the old school MMO style of everything. But, you know, I really was attached to Secret World combat before I played other games. But then I played like Blade and Soul and Black Desert, and the action combat that they have in those games is so much more. Once you get used to that sort of combat, going back to like, oh my god, right before the changeover, and we were all running like raids and stuff to try to get everything for the transfer over to our Secret World Legends characters. Trying to play the Secret World was like horrible. I was like, I can't do anything. Nothing moves the way I want it to, because it was all such in that old school style. Guild Wars 2 is probably the only game that I play that still has that older MMO style feel to it, and even that is much more advanced than the Secret World combat was. Alright, so we got a side mission done here. We are not going to get to that third winter mission, but we'll go ahead and visit Mr. Krieg. Do I have a teleport? Yeah, I do. I don't like to walk. I've said that every single stream. Tried to go from ESO to Secret World before the changeover, and I was like, OMG, why? Yeah, even when you just try to run, it's like, I just want to run. It was actually, we went back and I had to go into the reticle mode because I could not play. We were fighting raids with my barely barely geared character. I think I was in like green 10s, and we were doing raids and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I can't have low gear and not be able to move. This is such a cool shot. Have a picture of somebody running over this bridge dressed up like Forrest Gump. Oh, that was TSB days. Alright. So we'll just sort of, I think this is as good as place as any to end this. Ourselves that's a little bit, I mean, I'm all for the dead angle, but I mean, I think that's a little bit too much of her butt for this particular shot. Oh. Wait for the light to come around. That's a good shot of it. Alrighty. Asked me to download it to run MFA and MFB and old raids, and I'm resisting because I know it just frustrated me and run. Yeah. We were using Secret World just for chat for a little bit for a while there, and then it just got to the point where it's like, no, gonna uninstall it. I mean, it was doing the whole thing where Secret World Legends was overriding the Secret World anyway, and you had to do all these workarounds, and it just wasn't worth it. So I deleted it, and didn't bother installing it again. No, Secret World's gone. It is. Secret World Legends is good. It's better mechanically. It's got a better flow of story. And you still get to go visit stories like this. I mean, there's a few things missing, yeah. A lot of PvP missing, a lot of, dungeons missing still. But, we'll see how that shakes out over time. And Secret World Legends PvP was definitely not their market. That's not what they were going for. They were going for the single player experience. And that's probably going to be the driving force of it. But I mean, it is a story-based game. This is basically a single-player game that also has MMO abilities and features. So it is what it is. It's a good game, good story. I still have fun playing it. So that's where we're gonna map. And I think that's where we're gonna end it today. So thanks for everybody for coming and chatting, and that's like the best part, is just chatting with people. Yeah, so scaling content, yeah, who knows? I mean, yeah. Yeah, so thanks for coming. Everybody have a good day, and we'll see you next week or later this week or whatever. Thanks. Bye.